Peace and blessings. It's your boy James Anthony, and as we learn together, we define limitless. Today, I have my boy Khaos as well as James from Schmeckles, and we just wanted to break down what's going on because they are a hard slot project. We're very intrigued with what's going on. So, James, can you just basically break down for us what Schmeckles stands for?
How long do we have, James? So what Schmeckles stands for. So we are a Rick and Morty fan token first and foremost. I will say this logo that we have has been approved by the official Rick and Morty team, and that's something that we wear as a badge of honor. Literally, sometimes I wear it as a badge of honor. So that's first and foremost. But really, where the idea behind our project started is we wanted to remind people about their childish self. We really wanted to give people a way to remember. Life is serious, but we don't always need to be serious. We can be silly, we can have fun, we can watch cartoons, we can create art, we can play music, and we can do all these things that a lot of us forget about in our older age. And we just really want to crack that into people to remind them, hey guys, stop taking yourself so seriously. Let's have a bit of fun. It doesn't have to be fun all the time, but fun at least some of the time. So that is a big part of what Schmeckles is. We are a token on the XRP ledger. We have a diminishing supply. We do NFTs. We create games. We do a lot of things. We work with Reaper. We are part of the Blockchain Leadership Oversight Council. There is so much behind us. I really encourage you guys, ask questions if you need to, but check out our white paper, check out our website, come into our Discord, check out our Twitter. There's so much info out there already.
Wow, we do. We definitely plan on doing exactly that. And what we'll do is we'll also share with the community, and hopefully we can pique some more interest in the project. Right? Ultimately, that's what it's all about, bringing good information to people. Our community is like, it's come from the narratives and parroting like all of the crazy, conspiracy stuff. And so we kind of just like to bring it real basic and show people what they can do right now in the here and now with leveraging these assets. Of course, this is not financial advice, nor are we financial advisors, but it's not about what you could do tomorrow. It's about what you could do today, and good on you. It's all about having fun. We love that.
Definitely. 100%.
So if you guys want to learn more, we just put out another video on my channel, the first part of this interview. Make sure you head over there to check it out, because we get a lot deeper into what Schmeckles is all about.
No doubt.
Definitely.
You guys are obviously leveraging the Reaper ecosystem as well, right?
That's right. Yeah. So we purchased a whole bucket load of RPR earlier on. So that RPR initially, I'm sure your community sort of knows about this, so hopefully I don't have to go into too much detail, but ask any questions if you need to. So when you purchase RPR, it gives you access into the Reaper's voting system on Reaper.Financial. So each 2-week period, you get to vote for a project, but now you can actually vote on yourself to reap your own debt. But when you vote for a project, the Reaper will purchase those tokens from that project, dependent on the amount of votes, and then burn those tokens. So that was the Reaper initially. So this was prior to debt reaping, and there was a massive advantage there for our project, and because we always were a diminishing supply project. So we started with 1 million tokens. Now through Reaper, we've actually just this week reached over 10% burn. That isn't realized on the ledger yet, but we're on the ledger, it's about 9.8% or something like that. But we through another initiative we can talk about later, the StakeX guys, through their grill, we've reached that, which will be burnt in 2 weeks' time. So we did purchase those RPR tokens, which one gave us the extra power in voting when it came to these reapings, but it also gave us those drips. So a drip is based on your RPR holding. You will receive an XRP drip to your wallet every 2 weeks after the reaping vote. So what we do in Schmeckles is we have a blockchain vote on our website where the community can vote with how we use those drips. Most of the time it's been buying Schmeckles and burning them to continue to diminish that supply. But there are other options like donate to charity, to buy more RPR, to donate to the permanent drip fund. That's something we've actually done. We've donated to that permanent drip fund a few times. And there's a few other options in there. So yeah, that's sort of how we sort of found Reaper. And now, of course, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, there's the Ascension. So those Reaper votes now, because a lot of people are reaping their debt, the votes for the projects will definitely have diminished. So those votes that do eventually come through for the projects are separated from all those individual votes. So now that the hard slotted projects are sort of competing against each other for those votes now. So again, it's giving us that advantage with those votes for the Ascension. And for the Ascension, it's like Reaper are purchasing, again, tokens from a different bucket. So they're purchasing tokens from these hard slotted projects. Those tokens, instead of being burnt, are then distributed, which is such a beautiful idea.
It's such an interesting dynamic, and
Yeah, it
it's
is.
like I have Patrick on like every Friday, and he comes on with something new every week. So it's like every single week, it's interesting to watch the dynamic shift a little bit and see, the community so active that it's very interesting to watch, to say the least. I
He's
mean, it's
such an intelligent individual as well. It's just every time he speaks, I'm listening. It's just fascinating. He's he's a very bright guy, and I'm like I think I said on the previous on Khaos's interview, but I stay up at night thinking about the Reaper.Financial's ecosystem and the philosophy behind it, and it absolutely fascinates me. And I'm just so happy that I can be working alongside great people like Patrick, as well as the great projects like the Reaper.
no doubt. So so you said that you are what in BLOC oversight?
So I'm the ethical officer. So I deal with all the ethical issues, which can be sometimes quiet, but other times it can be the most busy job in the board. So yeah.
So what is that? What does that technically mean? Ethical issues? Can you give us an example?
So yeah, definitely. So if one of the board members was to do something that's not above board, right? So maybe they're looking like they're trading illegally, maybe they're doing some type of financial fraud. These aren't things that we've seen, but these are things that could potentially eventuate. Other things may be once we go public, which is going to be on the 5th of December, we're doing our big announcement. People from the community might see something that's been going wrong in a project specifically, and they may want to report it back to BLOC, and they will be sort of the things that I will look into. So I'll do a deep dive onto that project. I'll pull in resources as I need, both on-chain as well as off-chain. If I need to engage other like accountants or things like that, I will be doing that. And we're just going to have a quick look into what is going on. So really what my role is to ensure that BLOC remains above board. I don't want to see anybody in the BLOC doing things that they shouldn't be doing while we're enforcing regulations and trying to help people do the right thing. We all need to be doing the right thing to begin with. And that's part of what my role is. Yeah.
Yeah. Example of integrity, no doubt.
Yeah,
no
for
doubt.
sure.
So as far as the hard slots, right? I know that once you guys go live, there'll be a 45-day grace period for everyone to like basically get up to those checks and balances. Are there any specific that you think right now? I mean, hard question to ask. Are there any specific that you think may not make that?
Oh, so there's two concerns, and the second one actually only came up later on in that, and that is the XR Doge project. And it's no failings of the actual project itself. It's due to the history of that project. So if you want to hear a bit more about that, jump into that. Alex and Vicky are the two devs there right now, and I have all the time in the world for them. They're great people, and I really believe in the direction of that project moving forward. The other one is XStick, and that's based on the not doxing. So that's something that left my mind when that question was first asked in the previous interview, but that potentially may be a concern.
Interesting. Yep. Interesting. What does Schmeckles bring to the table aside from working games, NFTs, having fun, and leveraging the XRP ledger?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing, which I'm surprised a lot more people aren't like losing their mind over, and that's that we have a diminishing supply, or a deflationary supply, you may call it. So we started when we issued 1 million tokens. That number is now down to under 900. I think it's 902,000 right now.
903. We checked a little while ago.
903. There you go. And we've just committed 5,500 Schmeckles to be burnt in 2 weeks' time. So nice. That's going to bring us down under that 10% of the initial supply burnt. So that's something that I personally, in my mind, if I saw a project like that, I'd be losing my mind. So that's one of the other big exciting things about us. There's so much more, of course. There's things like we're a member of the XRPL Gaming Alliance. It's something, again, that we spoke about a little bit on the Khaos interview. So definitely check them out, XRPL Gaming Alliance. We are part of the BLOC, which helps you to sort of believe that we are doing some of the right things in this ecosystem, in the XRPL. But one of the biggest things that we love to do is collaborate with other projects. It's just to find these good projects that are out there and bring attention to them. But the ultimate thing out of all of these things, the biggest thing that we love to do is to celebrate art. And that's whether it's through Rick and Morty specifically or not. We have art competitions that we run every quarter. So every 3 months, we're running art competitions. The current art competition ends on the 10th of December. It's all about aliens. So, of course, Rick and Morty sci-fi theme is all about aliens. If you're an artist, create some art and do do it on the theme of aliens. It doesn't have to be drawn art. It could be a poem. It could be a short story. It could be some music. You could write some song lyrics. You could play a song. You could do a dance. Just something themed around aliens.
Do you consider the Cronenbergs aliens?
Cronenbergs are definitely aliens. They're not human, right? They're aliens.
Love it.
Let me just say, I moved to Roswell, New Mexico, and let me tell you, every single store has an alien theme. This is like alien land. Yeah, very fascinating.
But have you seen any aliens yet?
No,
that's weird.
You haven't.
You would think, though, the way that they promoted on television, that there'd be aliens at every corner store. But I haven't seen that one.
You're spending too much time on the screen, James. You need to get outside.
See, maybe that's the problem.
Look to the outer space, right? Yeah, so that's a big thing that we're doing. So we're promoting the artists and the music as well as like the NFT art within our game as well. But we really want to promote that as much as we can. So we do that through like every day of the year, pretty much. There might be a little bit of downtime. We have an art competition, which is active, where we're collaborating with other projects, and you can win XRP, you can win NFTs, you can win, the winner of the art competition will have their artwork minted as an NFT by the Schmeckles project. And that goes returned to the artist. We take no royalties. We take absolutely nothing. That is their NFT stamped with the Schmeckles project as the issuer of the NFT. And that's the artist to keep, to sell, to trade, do whatever they want.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you guys have any other plans to work with any of the other hard slot projects? I know we mentioned it before, but we never really got into it. You were beginning to talk about something. So
so with Treasury, so Treasury is one of the hard slot projects as well as a board member of the BLOC. So they have a great project initiative called the Treasury Academy. So that is a learn to earn platform. So we have helped them write a few articles for that, as well as we're working on another big group of articles in the future. We're going to be working with psychologists as well as health professionals in writing those articles. It's going to be all around health, mental health, that sort of ideology. But there are some articles in there already that I've written. So we're bringing the Treasury Academy into that game, the Schmeckle Invasion, which is the currently in beta version that you can play on our website. So you'll be able to take your character in game to the Treasury Academy and educate yourself through going through the Academy Tower. So when you pass one level, you get to access to the next level, and so on and so forth. So instead of like boss battling and like having that in-game battle, you're doing some intellectual thought process, but you're still receiving the same rewards. Like you're still going to get experience for the player as well as in-game items. So that's one of them. Other projects that we're working with, Editions, we're trying to work with them in the background. We're trying to do a few different things. So if you don't know about Editions, they are a real world publisher. So they are fantastic. They've brought real world publishing onto the XRPL, where you're going to be able to own the rights to the novels and the books that you buy through NFTs, which I think is just an absolute fascinating idea. There's a few things we're trying to do with Editions. What we have done already with Editions is we've worked with them on the XRPL meetup in Australia. So we attended that. We met Edward and the team behind Editions back in Brisbane, going back probably 6 months now. And we're sort of taking the lead at Schmeckles in the next XRPL meetup, which will be in Sydney. The last one was in Brisbane, which is sort of north in Queensland. This one will be in Sydney, New South Wales. So we're just trying to bring that all together now. We're looking to do that around February, but that's another way we're working with Editions. Who else? Zoj. So Zoj and us, we've worked together quite a bit. So they're in our game and we're in their game. So that's sort of how we've worked together so far. But Zoj has pretty much sponsored every single one of our giveaways. So something that I haven't actually mentioned, and I forgot to mention on Khaos's interview, is every Tuesday we're on Twitch and we're playing games. So that's another thing that we do weekly. So we play marbles on stream, if you've heard of that. We also do Rick and Morty trivia. So if all the Rick and Morty fans come on and win some tokens, as well as do just sort of guess the number games, things like that. But it's just a great way where the community has access to us for any questions they have. We can provide the community with information about new things that we're working on, as well as we can work with other projects. So William might come on, other people might come on. So there's a great community member called Zoj Princess, which is she's always there with us as well. Who else are we working with?
Just to clarify, so you're saying for trivia, you guys are actually giving away Schmeckles tokens? for people that are winning trivia?
That's right. So for the Rick and Morty trivia, you get.
Don't tell Chaos this, bro. He's a Rick and Morty head.
Get up in there, Chaos. Yeah. But all with the marbles. So what we're doing, again, to bring it back to Reaper and the Ascension tokens, it's something that we've just introduced. We have every winner of marbles will have a free random spin of the wheel, and on that wheel has all the Ascension tokens. So whatever token it lands on, that's the token that you will be rewarded with. Of course, 50% of that wheel is made up by XRP. So XRP is most likely the reward you will win. But if you do land on one of the Ascension tokens, you get those tokens. If
I don't think anyone's complaining about that, though.
If the Ascension tokens don't get eaten up, they double for the next week, you know. So there'll be that holding as well as the next Ascension drop. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool system.
What about with StakeX? Do you guys have anything else going on? Anything going with
that? So with StakeX, they're such a fascinating group. So we got to meet them back at Brisbane at the XRPL meetup, and we've remained friends with StakeX. They're just a great group of guys, highly intelligent, highly driven, but also with that ability to sort of let go and have fun, really on brand with what the Schmeckles is all about. So to date, Schmeckles was you could stake your Schmeckles in the past. So that was one way that we did it. And I think we were the first project. Like I said, I think I said before on Chaos, or it might have even been before all of these interviews off the air, that with StakeX, and Schmeckles is we like to do they like to test things on us, I guess, in a way. And because we are friends, so we like to break things together and try and fix them and make sure that it's protected for the future projects that are working. So we were one of the first projects to do, if not the first project to do XRP drops as part of staking of tokens. Right now, we're the first project outside of StakeX themselves to do the Grill initiative. So the Grill is community members will give some of their Schmeckles up, and they'll be rewarded with STX strips, and that reward is the STX is valued higher. So it's a nice little off ramp for the Schmeckles, but as well, the Schmeckles that go into that pool will get burnt. So right now there's 5,500 Schmeckles that will be burnt. The people who have burnt those Schmeckles are now receiving STX strips for the next 14 days. We broke so many things doing this process as well. So it's really, really cool. They've now stomped out those bugs and they've fixed them. So future projects that jump onto the Grill hopefully won't suffer from those problems, but those problems weren't that bad anyway. It's just like you really want things to be as seamless and perfect as possible. So that's what we're trying to do with StakeX. Schmeckles has 5 NFTs so far and another 5 NFTs coming out in December. And those NFTs will be stakeable on the StakeX platform.
Nice.
That is subject to a vote, so we have to win a vote. We told our community to vote for XRP Possum, which just got through last weekend. So hopefully XRP Possum will tell their community to vote for Schmeckles coming up. But that's
the more you say Schmeckles, the more I laugh, because I know what it means. For the viewers that don't know what it means, you got to Google what Schmeckles actually means. So we don't have too much more time left here, but I'd like to talk forever. I'd like to ask you though, James. So a more personal note, what kind of strategies are you employing with Reaper? Like, you must be holding Reaper and Ascension, I'm sure. Like, what are your plans with the drip and the rain? Are you maybe using that to distribute, or are you using that to roll back into other projects, or how are you personally going at this idea?
So with Schmeckles itself, those Ascension tokens are going back to the community. We're not holding. We just had our anniversary. We gave out 11 different tokens to all of our community members that had over 1,000 Schmeckles, and those that didn't have 1,000 Schmeckles that hit us up, then we also distributed it to them based on a depending on how much you hold, it was a proportional drop. So that was how we use them for the project. And moving forward, our Tuesday streams, it's Tuesday AED time at 12 p.m. We're on Twitch and we're doing games, and those games you can win ASC, 100% pug. But me personally, what I'm doing is I am not selling anything. I'm just building that up, letting it grow. Hey, maybe one of those projects is going to fall off with BLOC launching, and that's okay. That's all right. I might end up selling those tokens. I might keep holding them. I'm not too sure. But really, I really am a fanboy for Reaper. And this is me personally. Schmeckles are fanboys for Reaper as well. Don't get me wrong. But me personally, I'm a massive Reaper fanboy. So if Patrick and the Reaper team are saying this project is trustworthy, hey, that's good enough for me. I'm not saying you should do that, guys. You should do your own research. I have researched most of these projects. Most of these projects I work with on a daily, if not weekly. So I have a lot of faith in these people as individuals behind these projects, as well as in the projects they're running. But that's my plan. My plan is just stack those bags as much as I can, and who knows where the future may hold. It just let's say one of the 10 or one of however many there is moons, right? That's good enough for me.
I think
diversity is always good.
Yeah, the odds with this specific ecosystem are so much greater than somebody randomly choosing projects because of the block oversight, because of what you guys are doing. And so, yeah, I'm a fanboy too. Reaper fan. No
Awesome.
doubt. Hands down.
Fantastic.
This was awesome. I'd love to do this with you again. I mean, me and Khaos,
100%.
definitely feeling the vibe, and maybe we could work something out in the future where we could do some, because I have like a 10 or 12,000 person Twitter account. Maybe we could do some kind of giveaway too for people out there. Who knows? Why not?
Let's do it for sure.
Wicked.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for giving me the time. I
Yeah.
look forward to getting to know you guys even better than this. But this has been so much fun. One of the best interviews I think I've ever had. I'm feeling the vibe from you guys as well. So lots of great questions. What I will say is what you guys did today is you just didn't ask the easy questions. There were the hard questions in there. And I encourage every single community member, every single investor, if you have a question, ask those questions just like the boys did today, because those hard questions are what is going to define the difference between like a trustworthy person and a non-trustworthy person. How are they responding to that question? Are they going to be able to answer it? Are they going to defer the question for later, or are they going to ignore you? If they're ignoring you, there's an issue there, right? So ask those questions. If you've got those questions, I guarantee someone else has them as well.
For the record, just like Patrick, he didn't know what we were going to ask him. He was just bang, ready to go. So
yeah. We're living and breathing this, like the good devs anyway. And then like Patrick is online all the time. I don't know when that guy sleeps, to be honest.
So crazy.
Military training, man. I'm telling you.
He never doesn't answer. He never doesn't answer, that guy. It is incredible, bro.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Yeah. Unreal, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time with us.
Yeah, peace and blessings, everyone. Catch you on the next one.